Hey everyone, I'm Jordy, and I wanted to quickly go over 4 things that you should be focusing on now while we're farming Ulduar so that you don't get caught unprepared for Phase 3 and Togc when it drops. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, tank block sets. Now the final boss of Togc, Ulduar, is an exciting blast of a fight featuring a big battlefield change and multiple phases. One important mechanic in this fight is the addition of Nerubian Burrowers, adds that will begin to stack up over time unless they're killed. Now they aren't too dangerous individually, but when they start stacking up, an aura that they give increases their damage done as a group to the point where they become very dangerous. Now this is all fine, except they apply a debuff called Expose Weakness. This stackable debuff applies to their current target and increases physical damage taken by 25%, stacking up to 10 times for a total of 250% increased physical damage taken. So a normal strategy would be to 3-tank this fight, with 2 tanks on the adds, tanking them away from each other tank and having the raid burn the adds down without letting them stack too high. But what if there was another way? Enter the block set. Paladins and warriors can gear towards 100% mitigation with about 4,000 block value buffed, and we think single target these Nerubian Burrowers. The reason they can do this is that the Burrower's damage is first checked against all the tank's total MIT, so each hit will be lowered by the block before then being calculated with the increased percent damage from exposed weakness. But if the amount you're getting hit by is low, say under 1,000 because of the big block you just got, 250% isn't too dangerous. But if it's unblocked and you're getting hit by 5,000, 250% is a lot more threatening. So yeah, block sets. Start working on them. These are 2 sets. They were made by Baron. Huge credit to him for building them. These are just a start of what we're thinking. There's probably more optimal setups, but this is a great start. I've linked the 80 upgrades below. Okay, number 2, save your badges. A lot of people have been buying loads of titanium because once Togc releases, titanium should be able to be prospected into epic gems. But epic gems are also available from emblems of heroism. Emblems that you should be pretty much drowning in once we reach Phase 3. So just hold on to them. Don't spend them haphazardly on blue gems or rune dwarves to sell. Keep them for those big epic gems later on. Now it's possible that Blizzard decides to change this so they'll require emblems from the Togc phase, called Emblems of Triumph, but we'll see. It doesn't hurt saving them now either way. Alright, number 3, work on your Togc dailies. Okay, this one is admittedly a long shot, but bear with me here, it's important. Blizzard has stated that they'll be changing how lockouts work in Togc with regards to separate raid tiers for heroic and normal. Back in the day, you could run 10 and 25 versions of these instances on both normal and heroic difficulty for a total of 4 raid lockouts per week. And people did. But Blizzard smartly is going to change the system in Wrath of the Lich King Classic so that you only have the option of running either normal or heroic, not both, as that would just be too much. This is great in my opinion, but it does have some unintended consequences that should be thought about. Mainly tier. In Togc, there are 3 different tier sets at different eye levels, 232, 245, and 258. Now with the likely removal of your weekly normal 10 and 25 man, since most of us will be opting for the heroic versions, you're removing a big portion of the tier and Emblem of Triumph income that you'd get normally. Now tier is a bit of a mess in Togc, let me try to explain it super quick. The 232 gear is purchasable with Emblems of Triumph that drop from Togc and associated activities for different amounts. The 245 gear is purchasable with those same emblems at 1.5 times the cost, plus an additional Trophy of the Crusade, which drop from the 25-man heroic raid bosses as well as the tribute chest at the end of the 10-man heroic so long as you've limited your wipes to a minimum. Finally, the 258 gear tokens drop from that same chest on heroic, but you only get 4 per clear, making 258 tier very difficult to obtain. Now, I hypothesize, and I'm literally pulling this out of my ass, so take it with a grain of salt, that since they are removing one of the 25-man and one of the 10-mans from your weekly rotation, that they're going to have to give you some way to get tier otherwise. This is where your Togc reps may come in. They could put Trophies of the Crusade, the item you need to buy your 245 tier, purchasable with Champion Seals, a currency earned from doing dailies in Togc. Again, it's just a possibility. There's a lot of ways that they could do this, but what else are you going to do with your time now other than Ulduar? Find some friends. Doing these with other people speed them up even more. It takes about 15 minutes. And if you get champion status with all the factions, you get a bonus tabard that teleports you to the tournament grounds, which helps speed things up a bit more. All right, when this is inevitably wrong, please don't flame me. Thank you very much. Okay, number 4. Get BIS items that will be used through Phase 3. Finally, there are a lot of items in Ulduar that many classes use as their BIS throughout Phase 3 and ultimately will use during progression through ICC as well and eventually on the Lich King. These are big ticket things that you'll be wearing a long time, so focus on getting them now to get maximum impact on them, and you'll not have to worry so much in Phase 3 about going back to do Ulduar. Let's go over a few. For physical DPS, items like Comet's Trail, Armbands of Bedlam, Frigid Strength of Hodir, Seal of the Betrayed King, Sabatons of Lifeless Night for DKs, Belt of Colossal Rage are all either BIS or within single digits of their Phase 3 cousins. Keep an eye out for them now. For casters, you're going to be looking for Flare of the Heavens, Conductive Seal, and in 10-man Petrified Ivy Sprig. These are all huge now and will continue to be BIS into Phase 3, so pick them up as soon as you can. And for healers, of course, Valinir is the big one, but there are other things like Meteorite Crystal, Illustration of the Dragon Soul from Phase 1, Bindings of the Winter Gale, Pharaoh's Gloves, Algalon Quest Rings. All of these are BIS through Phase 3 for a lot of the healers, and likely what you'll be wearing when you kill Lich King for the first time. So yeah, lots to look out for. If you use DKP, Loot List, even Loot Council, let them know what you're interested in and keep pushing for those important items. Alright, that's it for my list. Some of you are going to say, hey Jordy, we aren't even clearing Ulduar, this video is way too early. Okay, maybe, but there's no reason you can't be thinking ahead. Walk and chew gum, my guy. Alright, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, hit me with a like and subscribe. It helps me tremendously in growing the channel and pushes me to keep making these. I'll also be making boss guides for Trial of the Grand Crusader. I'm still mulling over exactly what to call it. Ulduar was a slam dunk, so if you have any ideas of cheeky names, hit me with them in the comments. Also, massive, huge shout out to everyone who's supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to join them and see your name here or at the top tier, get monthly Warcraft log and raid VOD reviews with me one-on-one, I've linked the Patreon below. Check it out. Okay, thanks guys. See you out there.